These are the things that are holding you back from making a perfect dunk. You know what nobody else is going to tell you about dunking? It's not about how high you can jump. It's about what you're thinking second before you leave the ground. I've stood at the free throw line 1,000 of times, staring at the rim like it owes me something. And I've watched players with 40-inch verticals miss dunks they should have been making in their sleep. You want to know why? Somewhere between the first step and the flight, the takeoff, they stop believing it was already theirs. The rim doesn't care about your potential. It only responds to your preparation. Let me tell you what's really holding you back from making a perfect dunk. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're an athlete, you play a sport, basketball or something else. I'm a two-time Olympic basketball player, and this is how I've been able to tackle obstacles and achieve goals I set for myself. And I'll tell you right now, the rim only respects what you've trained for. And I'm not talking about your shoes or your wingspan or whether you trained legs yesterday. I'm talking about the split second when your brain whispers to you, what if I miss? That hesitation, that tiny flicker of doubt, that is the difference between throwing it down and getting rejected by the rim. You can almost feel it in your chest. Your approach slows down just a fraction. Your plant foot lands an inch too early. Your eyes drift to the crowd instead of focusing on the rim, on the target. And just like that, the dunk you visualized hundreds of times in your head becomes another highlight you almost had. I've been there too many times. 2 Olympic Games, 3 national competitions, 3 international competitions, professional courts across 3 continents. And I still hear that voice. I know that voice, the one that shows up right when you need silence. So here's what I learned. You don't fight that voice. You train through it. You condition your body so well that even when your mind wants to panic, your muscle memory takes over and finishes the job. It's all about having the right mindset. Stop thinking too much about the jump itself. You need to think more about the process before the jump. Every great dunk starts long before your feet even leave the ground. It starts in your head. That's what you're missing. Some of you hesitate mid-approach because your brain just doesn't trust your body yet. You keep thinking about your form instead of feeling it. So stop analyzing your jump like a test and start owning it like instinct. When I was training at Northwestern, I missed a lot of dunks. And it wasn't because I couldn't get to the rim. Later, I realized that it was because I didn't trust the work I'd already been putting in. But once I stopped thinking and started feeling and believing everything clicked. That's rule number 1. Your mechanics. Let's be real, most people don't even load properly. You plant wrong, you swing your arms too late, or you forget that the jump begins in the hips, not in the knees. So you can't build vertical on weak hips. If your core is unstable, your glutes are not firing, you're basically jumping from sand. So how do you plant your legs and swing your arms and jump properly to make the perfect dunk? First thing, your approach. I see it all the time. Players are charging at the rim like they're trying to run through a wall, and they wonder why their jump feels heavy. You're not gathering momentum correctly. You're sprinting when you should be loading. There's a rhythm to the last 3 steps that most people never learn. It's not about speed. It's about transferring horizontal energy into vertical energy. Your second to the last step, which is known as the penultimate step, should be lower and longer. That's where you're coiling the spring. Then your plant foot hits, and if you've done it right, it should feel like the ground is pushing back against you. That's physics. But you have to trust the timing too. Because if you plant too early, you're jumping off balance. Too late, and you've already lost your lift. Next time you approach, don't think about running faster. Think about the last 2 steps, sinking into the ground and propelling you upwards. Feel your hips drop. Feel your chest stay tall. That is your foundation. Everything else is just finishing what you started. Now let's talk about your arms. because I guarantee you're wasting half your power in your arm swing. Your arm swing is the engine, but most players either swing too late or swing without purpose, like they're waving at someone in the stands. When your plant foot hits the ground, your arm should already be driving up, not catching up. That synchronization is what separates a 30-inch jump from a 36-inch jump. It's the same legs, different timing. Here's what I want you to try. Stand in front of a wall, do a two-step approach, and swing your arms as hard as you can towards the ceiling. But don't jump yet, just feel the motion. Your shoulders should pull your hips up. Your core should tighten automatically. Now add the jump. You'll feel the difference immediately. It's like your whole body is moving in one direction instead of fighting against itself. That's control. That's how you dunk with intention instead of hope. It was when I learned to stop trying to jump higher and started training to fire faster that my dunk got better. Now let's talk tip number 3, because I see too many athletes chasing height on empty legs. You are not recovering the right way. See, sleep is not optional. That is when your muscles repair. That is when your nervous system resets itself. That is when you actually get better. I sleep like it's part of my contract. I aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, non-negotiable. Not because I love sleep, which I do, but it's because I love performing. So sleep should be part of your training. And hydration isn't hype either. Your body needs it to function properly. So if you're skipping warm-ups, you're not sleeping well, you're skipping meals or water, that is probably why your legs are not doing what they're supposed to. On my heavy training weeks, I treat sleep like a drill. I track it, I stretch after every session. Why? Because consistency builds trust, and trust builds lift. There is something you won't hear enough. Your mind and your body are one unit. You can't dunk with doubt. The moment you question yourself mid-air, you've already come down. That's why visualization works. Close your eyes. Picture the motion. Feel the air. Feel the power in your arms. To ground yourself before games, have a pre-dunk ritual. It doesn't have to be complicated. It could be 3 deep breaths before every game. Whatever it is, make it yours. And use it every single time before every match. And watch how your nervous system will start to sync with your purpose. Before I go, here are some of my top personal tips for making better dunks. Stop tracking your vertical daily. It's like weighing yourself after every meal. It messes with your head. Track it weekly. Train barefoot once in a while, safely. It helps to rebuild your ankle stability. Film your jump. Awareness beats memory. When you see your form, you can correct what you feel. So, your best dunk won't come from one perfect rep. It'll come from 1,000 ugly ones you did not quit on. The moment your body trusts your training, your lift will surprise you. When that happens, when your feet finally leave the ground and the rim feels so close, you realize it was never about jumping higher. Drop a comment below and tell me your current struggle with dunking. Maybe weak legs, mental block, bad approach. Whatever it is, let's talk about it. And if you want personalized coaching, real feedback, and a plan built for your body, check the link in the description. Book a free call. Let's build your vertical together. This is the Royal Palace of Hoop Palace. Stay bouncy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment.